So now that we know how to search for a movie by title, what we want to do is that we want to display the result here instead of just displaying the JSON here, because it doesn't look good and we want the user to have the best possible experience. So we want here to display the movie information here just under the form. How can we do that? Well, we first need here in the search.html, we want to display the block here, but before I do that, we want in the index.html, we want to create a new block. So I'm going to copy this code, and then I'm going to paste it just below the block movies. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the block name to something else. Let's say search_result. And we need to use it, so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy this block, and then in the search, I'm going to paste it. And then what we need to do is that we want to use, remember we already have the code for displaying a single movie, which is this code. We can copy it, we can copy this code, and then we can paste it in the search.html. So I'm going to paste it here in the search.html. But the problem with this is that if we don't protect this with an if statement, what's going to happen is that we are going to get an error, because if we go to this page, if we go to the search page without having a result, without having a movie, Python is not going to find that movie, and it's going to just complain and produce lots of errors. Let me show you that. Here, if you go to the search and then if you refresh, you are going to get an error here because we don't have a movie. Initially we don't have a movie. Therefore, in order to kind of get around this error, we can use if statement in our search.html. So here you can say here, you can use the curly braces and then percentages, and then here you can say if movie, if we have a movie, then please display this HTML code. And then else, we can here say else here, else again inside here in between curly braces and percentages, you can say here else if we don't have a movie, what we want you to display is that dev nothing, an empty dev. It's just an empty dev. And then we need to end, whenever we have a block, we need to end it. So I'm going to say here curly braces and then percentages and then end if. So here we need to say end if, and we are done. Let me explain this one more time. So here, whenever we have a movie, then Python is going to get that movie and display its data here because we have a movie. Else, Python is going to detect that we don't have a movie, then it's going to display just an empty div. And we just will be able to get around this error, and there will be no error. Now, if you save and head on over back to the browser and refresh, guess what? The error will be gone. As you can see, the error is gone, but we need to return to this page because we did not return to this page. We did not tell Python to return to the search page because in the index.py, we just returned the movie. So here we need to say render template, and then we want to return to the search page, search.html, but we want also to return with a movie. So I'm going to say here comma and then movie and then equals to movie. And now if you save and head on over back to the browser and refresh, and then let's now search for a movie. I'm going to say Joker. So if you type Joker and then search, guess what? It's going to get the result here, as you can see, and it's going to display the movie here, Joker, and all of the information that we need. And by the way, if you specify the year, for example, if you say 2015 or 2000, let's say 2000, anything you want, let's say 2000, just 2000, and then if you click on, if you type here Joker, and then if you click on search, guess what? It's going to get you another movie because we have specified a year. But if you don't specify a year, it's not a problem, which is awesome because we want to give the user the best experience possible, because the user might not know the year, therefore we need to let the user search by just a keyword without the year. Let me search for another movie. Let me say here Toy Story, and let me search. If you search, you are going to get this movie, which is by default in this year 1995, but this movie has a lot of other versions. Therefore, if you don't specify a year, it's going to just get you the default. So now the user can search for a movie by a title and a year.